Hey! So we're back after some more work. Hang on. I can't hear myself think. There we go. Okay, so yes, we're back after a day of work. Hope you will. Hope you will come enjoy and watch. Well, if you're here, you've already come, so yeah, let's just do some game deaths. So, working on combat. Currently the build is broken because I just added a whole bunch of new methods that don't exist, or calls that don't exist. Also, Kiwi is here. Kiwi is the puppy. She's a good puppy. I will show you. Kiwi. Yes. She's been like desperately like following me around, trying to sit on me, so she gets to join us today. Hey everybody, Morse, Malcolm, and Will. How you guys doing? Will, did you finish your homework, or are you still working on it? Working on it? Yay! Awesome. All right. So, still working on combat. Actually, haven't done anything since. Oh, by the way, this is completely not relevant to the game itself. But I have this. Hey Brian. This is beautiful. I don't know why this has no image. Anyway. Yeah, so I got this to mess around with some music. It's a little MIDI controller. Yep. It's cool. Just trying to figure out some of the latency and how hard you have to press it and so on and so forth. So, but it's cool. I should show you with an actual thing. So this one actually works. Can play it holding it up in the air. It's kind of weird. Anyway, lots of fun, lots of fun. I'll go ahead and put this away. Probably not going to play with that very much during the stream. So, you can do stuff like that with a keyboard, but I wanted to play with something a little bit more piano-ish and use the keyboard for something else, because I can actually recognize the notes on a piano, but not so much on the keyboard. Start the music again. What song is this? Why does it have no image? Hey Harry, the game is going to be moderately story focused. So there will be story, but it'll be kind of equivalent to like maybe a Zelda level amount of storyline, maybe a little more. But it's not going to be like a full-on JRPG or something. So I've been kind of trying to figure out my architecture for hitting things with damage with swords and such. Part of the reason is because a lot of this code is pixelated hopes, and so I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with the parts that he didn't send me. So basically I've got new hits, which is a list of new hits to add damage to, and that's all done up in here. So new hits is get weapon new hits. If the enemy has not yet been hit by the particular weapon, they're added to this list. Then damage is, this is the script that I'm writing right now, deal damage, and that's basically just to allocate the damage to that enemy. So it's the full list of that's where I'm having a little bit of trouble, because I already have a full list of hits for the final application of damage, but that's just a list of objects. Deal damage is going to have to be more like how much damage, how much damage to which object. And this is going to be total damage. So if, for example, the enemy gets hit by a sword and a laser beam, there are no lasers in this game, but hits by a sword and a laser beam somehow, it will total up the damage done by the sword and by the laser beam and put it in there. The other thing is I might want to be storing damage type. So type of damage, okay, so this needs to store that somewhere, and then down yonder, after apply damage, find it helps to actually sit down and write these things out. I was kind of struggling figuring out what I wanted these to do at lunchtime. So we have new hits, list of new hits to add damage to. Hit list, full list of hits. For the final application of damage, I'm not sure if that's what I want that to do. Plus new hits is actually, it's a list of IDs. So new hits is a list of IDs of objects that got hit. Newly hit, and then full list of IDs for objects that got hit. So that way we have new hits and hit list. The new hits. So I'm still having a little bit of a disconnect here as to what hit list is supposed to do. Oh, hit list is for checking to see if there is an existing hit. It's not used for anything else. So I'm going to actually call this existing hit list. It's the only thing it's actually used for. So if this weapon already hit this object, it won't hit it again. That makes a lot of sense, and I can't believe it took me so long to figure that out. So hit list. Find all. How big do I think the overworld is going to be? It's going to be, currently as planned, it's going to be a little bit bigger than the 2D Zelda games, some of the older ones, because the older ones are kind of small. That's how big it's currently planned to be. I might make it bigger, or I might cut content if I need to lower my scope, so I don't kill myself. Okay, so hit list, existing hit list, destroy existing hit list. So basically up here, alright, that should make it a little clearer. And at some point, we'll need to clear it out. So, probably after state is over, we'll need to clear this out. Or actually, at some point, well, probably after the state is over. Not in after apply damage, because that's going to run every step. We don't want to clear out the hits every step, because then the enemy could get hit by the same hitbox. We don't want that. So, okay, so deal damage. Let's go back to deal damage. It's over here. So what this does is this takes new hits list, I guess. Seems clear. So deal damage will actually take that list of new hits and put it in this DS grid, which I think is what it's going to be. If not exists, no. If not DS grid exists, no. I just use DS exists. What is this? Yeah, man, I love the Secret of Mana soundtrack. It was, I think it was that. Well, it was that one. That and Link to the Past were what encouraged me to get into this, figuring out the SNES, the Super Nintendo sound stuff, which is getting close. I mean, close but very far away, because I'm still making samples. Oh. Interesting. Check to see if a data structure of a given type exists. Okay. Cool. If not DS exists, Kiwi, your head is in the way. Kiwi is with me. She's adorable. Yeah. That's a good girl. This is going to be of a type DS, type grid. DS, this is going to be damage grid. I'm going to call it a damage grid. Damage grid. No, DS damage grid equals DS grid create. Oh gosh. Did not know that it had to be a certain width and height. How would I go about figuring that out? Because if it could be anywhere from like, what if 30 things are next to you? That's interesting. I don't know if that's what I want. Map. What is this map? Is that just a key value pair? Yep, key value pair. Where are the data structures? How many items have I designed so far, and how many do you think will be in the final game? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, but there's 4 in 1 item, 5, 6. I think there's 6, 7. There's somewhere anywhere from 6 to 10 at the moment, and what items kind of have double features and can level up and stuff. I don't know if I will do more, and I don't know if I will cut some. It's one of those things like scope is a really important thing, and if you overscope yourself, you can wear yourself down and never finish. And I don't want to do that. I want to it's a gnat. I want to make sure that I can finish the game. So I don't really know. I'm still working on a lot of that stuff, but I want each item to kind of feel important. I don't want to give you items that are one shot, one dungeon, and you never use them again. Can you make a disc bigger? Resize, yeah. There we go. The DS grid can be resized. I think you probably posted that right before I read that. So I'm going to go ahead and do DS grid create. I'm going to make it the initial, let's see. So what am I storing? I'm storing total damage. Yeah, you got it. Total damage, object, and type of damage. Or maybe which weapon did it? Yeah, let's do that. Kiwi, move. So the width is that's gonna be columns is gonna be I'm just gonna say 1 for now. I really don't like how this is shaping up, but we'll just do it and fix it later. DS list size new hits list. So the height will be however many objects got hit. So it's going to be objects in the rows and weapons in the columns, or column is the case maybe. For var I equals 0, I is less than DS list size, new hits list, I plus plus. So then we'll have I don't know if this is going to work. Because if the grid is already pre-existing, the only part of this that doesn't work is the my weapon part, because that's just going to be the everything. Well, my weapon isn't an integer, it's an instance, and you can't map an instance to a column integer. That doesn't make any sense. I could just say 1 here, or 0, I should say. And it will always put stuff in the first row of the damage grid. There will be a problem if I have another type of weapon. But a grid does make, well, what I want to do is have something like a DS map, so key value, and then key is object ID, value is a running total of damage. It doesn't keep damage type though, that's the only thing. So if I wanted to actually add damage type, I would have to figure that out later. So let's scrap the grid. There we go. Yeah, I don't need to set up any size of that or anything, and I like that. So that's much better. So this is a DS list, value, DS list, get, how do you get a DS list find value? Isn't there just a way to thought there was an accessor that you could use. It's a little more concise. Oh, there it is. Use expression called an accessor. Do I do this elsewhere? I'm pretty sure I do. Oops. Pipeline. I do. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I want. So... Dang it, I lost my place. Deal damage. Accessors. How do accessors work? DS list. Can I set? I can. That's fun. So new hits list I equals I would want to do DS list set I'm having a really hard time imagining this for some reason, and I have no idea why. It's because I'm trying to do this to the new hits list, and I shouldn't be. Damage, DS map, duh, DS map, add, so the key is going to be the object ID. Well, I have to add the okay, yes, that makes sense. So damage map, the key is going to be the ID of the object, and the value is going to be can you do it with these maps? You can. I thought there was a way to check to see if something existed. Uh-oh. Hold on. if DS map exists, new hits, damage map, new hits list, pipeline I. So if the key exists, there's the key, right? Yes. If it exists, go ahead and damage map you can't have an accessor within an accessor because GML gets confused, so you have to do this. How do you set a value? Just do it, yeah. So you can use the index like this, and then you can say plus equals attack power. Yes. Otherwise, DS map add the ID, and we'll add the value as attack power. Cool. So that keeps a map of objects and the amount of damage done to them this turn, if they're in the new hits. Okay, sweet. And then back in the sword state, we now have the deal damage method script. Push targets we'll leave as a to-do because that will bump the target away, but that script does not exist yet. Okay, at last we need the actor apply damage script. So here we'll say for int I, nope, var, sorry we can't do int here. Var I equals 0, I is less than or equal to, no, less than, hold on, what am I looking at? Sort on. Damage map, DS map size. I think that should return the height. Yes. How many key value pairs there are. Plus. Then we have oh, that's interesting. So a hit will mean different things to everything, right? Unless, well, I'm thinking like grass and stuff, because grass doesn't currently have health. But maybe I actually do want to give it health. And have it destroy itself that way. Yeah. So, all actors will have health, hopefully. Damage, map. DS map. What is find next? Hey man, how's it going? I seen you before. Oh, thanks man. Appreciate that. Do kill you on the Discord server for calling me out. Good, glad you're doing good. I think I've seen you on Twitter like once or twice too. The game dev world is a small place, I'm discovering. Okay, so I'm trying to go through my list of my map for each key value pair. Iterate through DS map. DS map, find next, damage map, I guess. The inconsistency that I have here with underscores and camel case is driving me kind of insane. Oh wow, this is terrible performance. This is like n squared. He's just licking my arm. Well, we'll just do this, and if it's terrible performance, we'll figure something out. So the health. Map. How do I get the key? I'm feeling like this is probably not the correct what am I working on currently? So I'm working on the Waking Cloak. It is a pixel game. I'm currently working on combat. I have a list of hits, a list of damage that I'm going to apply, and then this function is supposed to apply it, but I think I've done it poorly. Because can deal damage. Hey, thanks for following. Bounder's game, I appreciate, or Bounder Games. I appreciate it. Yep, working on the new combat system. Hopefully it works someday. I mean, it was working before, now I'm just trying to get it hitting. Bounder Games equals Giambi from Twitter. Hey man, cool. Good to see it. Thank you about the music choice. So with the deal damage, I'm taking weapon get new hits. In weapon get new hits, I'm taking the existing hit list, checking to see if the object is not already hit, and if so, I'm adding the new hits. And deal damage, this doesn't seem right. Seems like I'm pausing myself if this happens. But whatever. So freeze duration. I did not do that, did I? Yeah, there's some extra stuff that's gonna have to happen here. So in the parent, the freeze is applied in the state. I've confused myself greatly, because I'm not actually applying paused damage and pause. I'm a little confused as to why I'm dealing damage here, and then I'm saving that all up, I guess, and then applying damage at the end of the state. I don't understand, I guess, why I would do that. So I had this all written out, and now I'm just confused again. What do I need? Okay. Let's talk this through. Kiwi is licking my arm. She's trying to help. Basically, I have a list of items, or sorry, a list of objects that got hit. We don't want to apply damage to that list every single turn, because that would mean that, or every single step, because that would mean that we're dealing double damage. So that's good. We don't want to use this to apply damage because... Alright, catch you later, man. Thanks for stopping by. Or woman, whichever you are. Or neither. I hope that you have a good evening. The whole, like, internet, like, makes it difficult. Like, evening, morning... Well, I'm sorry for calling you man. Shouldn't have assumed. I hope that you have a great evening, or morning, or afternoon. Don't want to use this supply damage because otherwise... Enjoy time, entity. I think I should just say that. The end game for the Waking Cloak? So you mean like after the main story is over? I'll answer that question when you answer my question. Check this against hit list to only if the object is not on hit list does it go in here. We want to apply damage to these objects. Cool. Okay, so endgame in terms of after the main game, there will be secret dungeons. Hey, thanks for following Rowan Death. Appreciate it. I had to bring that up to see who had actually followed. Thank you for following. Yeah, endgame is going to be like at least one secret dungeon. It's going to be, I'm hoping for more, and it's going to be a lot harder and a lot more like use everything you have to finish it. Yeah, there might be, I don't know, there might be a couple more side quests, but one of those things that we'll see when we get there. I don't want there to be just like nothing to do, because that kind of always sucks. When you finish the game and you load it up to play again, and it's right before the final boss, you know, and there's nothing else to do. I don't like that as much. I'd like the ability to still be able to explore and walk around afterwards. So we want to apply damage, apply freeze, Sorry, I'm thinking. Plus I'm petting my dog. She's so cute. Just in case anybody has not met her yet, because I introduced her only at the beginning of the stream. Beginning of the stream. She doesn't really like being held up in the air. She doesn't. She's cute. don't need to do a survey. I've already done these surveys like 100 times. Game Maker likes to pop up with surveys. Oh, please. She's like constantly looking at me to give me moral support. See, I don't see why we're doing a damage map here. Oh. She knows she's cute. Yes, she does. Oh, yes. As I mentioned earlier, she's been like dying to sit on my lap all day because I work from home, and she's just been like, please let me sit with you. And then after my wife got home and I was walking around, she was just following us everywhere, like, please pick me up, please let me sit on you. So I don't know why. I guess she's just feeling particularly needy today, which I'm okay with because it's adorable. So if a target is on the hit list, I would deal damage, which again is not just subtracting from their HP, but was a DS grid that needed to be handled later. Thanks for following Game Dev 513. I appreciate it. Oh. Sorry, I just realized who Giambi was. I'm used to her name, not her Twitter handle. Sorry, that was just a completely out of stream realization. Oh yeah, I was looking for the code. The code. For applying damage. Stop that. Whoa. Okay. Not what I meant to do. Where did it go? Here we go. So for the actor apply damage, are we applying damage to this actor, and are we doing that on every step, or are we applying it to all actors? Seems like we'd be applying it to all actors, because otherwise it doesn't really make sense. So, I'm still not entirely sure why I'm applying the damage later, other than that in his original code, what he was doing was taking the damage from everyone and giving credit to who made the hit. So If there are two people on a team, what would happen is they would both have, I guess, rows in there. Yeah, that's... I'm not using teams. This is not a co-op game, because that would add a whole new layer of complexity. So if I don't need to do that, if there's no reason to wait until the end to apply the damage, it seems like I would want the hit list to, or the new hit list to be the one that I'm just doing the damage with. Because that's storing object ID, so I can just do with object ID, health minus, etc. Freeze equals, or paused equals this. I don't have little icons behind their scripts. Well, I drew them, because I'm obsessive. I drew a whole bunch of little sprites, and I made them all different colors because I don't know. I just like having things organized. I got the idea from somebody else. So like, I just drew a 16 by 16 camera and applied that to... Oh wait, no. You're talking about scripts like these, the check marks and the exclamation points. That is, that's source control, and you need source control. Everyone needs source control. What this is it stores all of your game's data in basically a repository online, and you can use it to basically back up your data. You can do some other cool stuff with it, like revert to earlier versions. It's very useful, and I recommend it to everybody. So like, look into GameMaker source control and do it, because it's awesome. And what this is basically exclamation point means this script was changed since the last time I committed, so since the last version. Yeah, hopefully that made sense. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so deal damage. We don't actually need actor apply damage, I don't think, because that's just delaying it for no reason, because we don't have multiple actors dealing damage, right? The only thing I can think is if, like, you've got a bomb, but like, so like, if you put down some kind of bomb and then attacked the enemy, and you want the bomb to still be able to do damage. But I don't think that... Little girl, what is it? Yeah? You a good kiwi? Yeah? Yeah? Sorry, I have to talk with my dog. Yeah, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do actor apply damage. I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm going to get rid of this down here. I'm going to comment it out, actually, in case I want it later. In case for some reason I can't figure out how to apply damage from two different sources to one object. It doesn't seem like that'll be that hard. Kiwi. So let's not do any of this damage map stuff. Let's grab this though. Yoshi's Island! It's like my favorite game. Well, one of many favorite games. Although this is like this ridiculously long looped version of this song, so I'm gonna skip it. So with the new hits list object at the current index, what we're going to do is HP. How do we do this with enemy? Oh man, excuse me. It is HP, okay. Deal damage, we'll say HP minus equals attack power. We'll say paused equals freeze duration. You want to? Okay. Yeah, you're cute. So she wanted all day. Bah. So we're applying damage, we're applying freeze. I think that's it. Okay, so let's make sure we don't have any more scripts. That don't exist. Okay, so attack bar exists, my weapon exists, existing hit list exists, weapon set is good, deal damage is good, paused is, that exists. Check item state is already there, and we're not doing extra apply damage. All right, let's try to run this, and inevitably it will break. Whoa, it didn't break. There it is. Okay, now it broke. Variable set filled sprite with read-only variable. Oh, you can't set. That makes sense. So the it's gonna have to be some interesting math. Weapon set is broken because it's creating a hitbox and it's trying to set the width and height of it. Scale. We don't have to do all this extra stuff. bigger, what we're doing is, so if it's at 16 by 16, we make it 32 by 32, it's going to be the width divided by the sprite width, height divided by sprite height. What if it's smaller? So if it's 8 divided by 16 is 0.5. Okay, that works perfectly, actually. Image Y scale. So that'll change the scale of the image rather than trying to change a read-only variable. Okay, that almost worked, actually. I'm a little impressed. Attack power was not set before reading it. That's because... No, HP was not set before reading it. Player object was not. HP was not set. That's interesting. It shouldn't be... Wait, what is player health determined by? I don't know how many hearts to draw. Min HP, max HP. Oh. This is not... This is interesting. I did this a long time ago. I've set the HP, max HP, and max HP in the game. MP, same thing with MP. In a player stats object, so it sort of like exists outside of the player object, which I guess makes sense because you're sort of object oriented, separating everything out. On the other hand, how do I access it, and how do I reconcile that with yeah, we'll do that. And then the actor parent. I do not have a Kickstarter. Mainly because it's really early on, and Kickstarters are a lot of work. Lots and lots of work. So, if I was going to do a Kickstarter, it would definitely be when I, later on, when I have more of the game finished and when I have a bigger following. Because, yeah, I don't want to, like, start off doing a really cool Kickstarter and then having like 10 people see it. Well, I just drained the health of the players. Did you see that? How do I? Uh-oh. That's not good. This is the worst hitbox ever. The resolution for this game is 320 by 180. However, it is super sampled up to... Whoa. Interesting. Anyway, it's super sampled up to currently 2560 by 1440p. So it's 1440p currently. And so what that does is it kind of gives me in-between pixels to smooth things out. This hitbox should destroy itself after it's done, but it doesn't. Also, I can walk around in the sky. Just secret tip. This is fun. And not what I wanted at all. It's really weird too, it like keeps me in. Anyway. The reason it is 320 by 180 is because that's a really good resolution to scale things to. So it scales perfectly into 720p, it scales perfectly to 1080p, it scales perfectly to 1440p and 4K. Plus it's easy on rendering because it's so small. Yes. Nope, there's one more spot. Okay. So the hitbox needs to destroy itself after it's over with. Because this is not very acceptable. This is like a bazillion objects right now. Notice that my FPS has gone from like 3,000 to like 200. Waking Cloak Paint Edition. Yes, 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 yes. That's exactly what this has become. This is actually kind of neat. If it wasn't like completely draining on the FPS. Let's see if I can get it down to a crawl. It's down to about 150 now. 150 frames per second. Yeah, it's taking too long. So... Okay, let's forget about that. That is not correct. First, let's, screen shake. Cool, I broke it. That's much more reasonable. The reason it's showing that weird bar on the left of the screen whenever I hit it is because there's a completely different texture over there, or a completely different tile set. Still seems like a lot, actually. It just seems like less than it was before, because it is a lot less. Oh, that's how you do the parameters. That's cool. It's like that. Okay. There we go. That's much more like... You can notice it, but it's not too bad. Okay. So I have this terrible... hitbox thing going on. What does it mean? Okay, one thing at a time. How does the hitbox destroy itself? Or how should it destroy itself? Here's what I want to do. I don't want to do this hitbox object. Right? Yeah. No, whatever. I don't know. We'll find out. Where is it? Where did I create it? Is it in weapon set? Yes, it is. So it is here. Yeah, okay, so what I'm going to do is kind of abstract this out a little bit more. Currently the weapon set just basically creates a hitbox. And we're not going to do that. I'm going to have to figure out a new way to get my weapon, so we'll get to that. But what I'm going to do is instead, in the sword object, I'm going to say... Excuse me. I'm going to handle this all in the sword object. And then I might put it into sort of a weapon parent at some point, but for now, I kind of want to take all of this out and put it into the sword objects step. Why is that yellow? That's weird. Oh. Stupid. Hold on. Oh, I don't need my weapon because I'll just pass this guy in. Right? Yeah. Exactly. This is a lot easier. Oh, that might be a famous last words. Attack power is going to be this guy. There we go. And then get new hits does added to the existing hit list. Okay, good, it does. That's what we want because otherwise we don't want to keep doing new hits over and over again. Oh yeah, this is exactly the same. Okay, and then oh wait, that won't work because it doesn't exist in there. Yeah. So delete any, clean up any lists. There we go. That's cool. I didn't realize that that event existed. So now I feel like this is a lot better because we're not putting everything into the player state. We're putting it into the weapon state, which is a separate thing. I'm not sure I want to freeze the player, but okay, let's try that. Okay, we got closer. Existing hit list does not exist before reading it. That makes sense. Oops. go. Let's try that. Okay. New hits is not set before reading it. Huh? Ah. That way we clean up any lists after we're done. We don't want to take up memory. Okay, now what? New hits is not set before reading it. Well, I know. It's because I guess we don't need to do that because it's created in here as a var, a local var. Okay. Also, we're going to make it so that we don't get hurt when we touch an enemy, because that gets really annoying. Also slightly fun. Just make sure we're actually hitting the enemy. What do we do? It just has 3,000 health. That's fine. Let's give it like 5 health. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then it just dies. Just disappears off the face of the planet. Got unmade. Okay. Next thing that needs to happen, because that feels so much better, and that's a lot cleaner of a way to do the hitbox. Pretty much did that. Don't get hurt by enemy. Let's do that. Dang it, that's a comment. I don't want to comment. I always do that. Don't get hurt by touching enemy. We want to get hurt by their weapons, not themselves. Also, let's go ahead and get rid of this hitbox. And in the hitbox circle. We're not gonna use that anymore. We're doing a whole new world. Okay, so you don't get hurt by touching the enemy. I don't know where that code is. It's probably in the player object. Collision with an enemy? Nope. Oh, I'm doing this. Yeah, I don't want to do this. Because this is terrible. So what I'm going to do is get rid of this entirely. I'm just going to delete it. Because we're going to actually give the enemy the same sort of... Well, we'll give the enemy's weapon the same sort of thing that the sword has. And I think that I'm going to do a weapon parent, and that's going to be a little easier. Although... Well... I need to fix the collision with the solid objects, but that's a normal, like, problem I'm already having. This is tiny. Okay. Whoop. Come here. Gonna make this all perfect again. There we go. Alright, don't get hurt by touching enemy. Let's do the flash white on hit instead of colors. So to do that, I'm actually going to go ahead and parent is no object. Neither is money. Oops. Okay, now we have an actor parent object thing. So hold on a moment. Un momento, por favor. Right. So yes. Okay. What was I doing? Flash white on colors and stove colors. Okay. So yeah, I don't want that to be on everything. I just want it to be on the enemy state. I'm trying to figure out where I would want to do this. Because I can't guarantee that an object is going to have a damage state, and so I can't just say go to the damage state for that object. What I would need to do is in the object itself, if it loses HP, oh, let's do this in the enemy base object. So in the create step, what we'll do is we'll say previous HP previous, excuse me, it's HP, and then in the step we'll say if HP is less than previous HP previous get hit. Why would I do that? Why wouldn't I just do this? Man, my metadata on some of these just disappeared. I don't know why I skipped it, it's still a good song. Alright, so let's create this script. Hit. Hi, kitty. Suki's here. Meet Suki. She loves to come cuddle too. But she's a lot better at jumping up on the desk and coming to see me. Okay, so let's create a new shader. Yay, shaders! Hopefully this works. So in here we'll say attribute vec3 in, I'm just copying this, I don't know how to do shaders, position, but I also like typing stuff out, so I kind of at least gives sort of an idea of what's going on. So these are all the input values. Oh dear, I don't know if it's going to be British spelling or American spelling. Hey Brian, thanks for stopping by. Take care of yourself. Hope that you have a good evening. Attribute. I know you're having an evening. Position equals GM matrices matrix world view projection. I don't know what that means. Times vec for in position 1.0 v text chord equals in texture chord. And then the fragment tab. Save that. Oops. I don't know why I need mouse position. Let's do this instead of creating get hit is hit equals true. probably want to put this in a sort of a parent object at some point, but for now, this should be okay. So we've created a shader. Let's try that. Probably because this is the wrong alarm in the step. Yeah. Let's try that. That's cool. I got a thing somewhere from a thing, from a person, from a... I don't know what notification sound that was. I have approximately 50 tabs open. So, if somebody sent me something, thank you. Don't know what it was. Ah, my wife is on the way home. Excellent. So, let's make this a little bit longer. Way too long. It's a little bit too long. He's dead. And on that note, I'm going to wrap up and see you guys next time. So when am I going to stream next? Looking at my calendar. I will probably next stream, kind of depends, but I'll probably next stream on Wednesday at 11:15 to 11, starting 11:15 or 11:30 Central. That'll be my lunch break streamy thingy, and but it depends on whether or not my friend is here yet. My friend is coming to stay for about a week, so yay, because I love him. But I'm not going to stream while he's here if he's here. So I'll update Twitter and I'll update the Discord and all sorts of other things when I'm going to be streaming next. That's the Game Maker Discord. Yes. Have a good time, entity. As Morris and Malcolm said, I think. Yes. Enjoy time, entity. With that, I leave you.